Hi and welcome to my channel. It has been a little while since my last reading, but this time I thought I'd do a reading to cover the Balsamic Moon period just before the new moon. Probably when you see this, we're probably just about to come out of the third quarter moon before the balsamic phase. So I'm just going to be covering the balsamic phase until before the new moon, which is a time of healing mainly and self-care. So anyway, I've been drawn to a few decks here, 5 I think it is, and the first deck is called the Numinous Astro deck, and the next one will be Steampunk Tarot, and then we're going to be looking at the Guiding Light Oracle, and after that we'll be getting some messages from the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot, and then we're going to complete it with some messages from heaven. Okay, so a second. Okay, so we'll get right into it. These have all been pre-shuffled already, but we'll go into this still. Now, most of these decks are quite new, so I haven't really worked with a few of them that much. So I'm a little bit, so we'll have to see how we go with these new decks. But we'll feel our way through, I guess. Okay, so just, all right, so Spirit, what cards? Oh, okay. Let's have a look. This was quick. 7th house and 10th house. All right, well, we'll go into 7th house. Well, that's Libran energy and about all things relationship-wise. Can be relationship with yourself as well, actually. So we've got 7th house, if you can see this. Yeah, see, partners, if it's clear enough. Partners, companionship, best friends, marriage, relationships, opposition, equilibrium, sharing, communion, justice, balance, social awareness. Okay, now as I just said a minute ago, with some of these decks, they're brand new, so I'm going to look into some of the guidebooks. We've got the houses, I think, are further up the back here. Where no, sorry. No, it's up near the back, I'm pretty sure. Here you go, the houses. Okay. 7th house. When you pull this card, okay, not sure if you can see it there, but I'll read it to us. A key relationship is ready for some extra attention. Who have you been neglecting in your life, and how can you begin to rebuild the bonds that you once shared? It could simply be a case of busyness having made it harder to connect, or perhaps a deeper conversation needs to be had. Whatever the reason for your time out, the 7th house card is putting the ball in your court when it comes to restoring your connections. It could also be that the relationship has run its course. Consider if you need to talk it out, or whether it's time for you to energetically wish them well and simply move on. Journal prompt. The qualities of the people you connect best with are. Yeah, so if you're doing some journaling work, that's the question you would ask yourself. So we're still in the houses. The 10th house that came out, well, that's more about career. Okay, so 10th house, reputation, yeah, career, reputation. career responsibilities, achievement, competence, fame, notoriety, standing, authority figures, legacy, purpose, pinnacle, the patriarchy, empire. Ooh. Of course it is, yeah, 10th house, because Saturn, yeah, that straight up as soon as it said patriarchy, empire, I thought, oh, Saturn, because Saturn is the planet that rules the 10th house, that rules Capricorn. And the Libran 7th house is Venus ruled. So let's go back into the back here and look up the 10th house and see what that has to say in here, because we've been told at the moment that we need to look into relationships. So what does this have to say? Okay, when you pull this card, the 10th house is asking you to trust in your own self-sufficiency. What would it take for you to believe that you truly have got this, and that nothing and no one can take away the wisdom gained from the life skills you have mastered? Anywhere there is self-doubt, remember that you are the CEO of your life and that you get to call the shots. Feel free to consult with your personal board of directors, family, friends, mentors and teachers, but ultimately it's your prerogative to make whatever decisions are in service of taking whatever next step is most aligned with your sole purpose. Journal prompt here is write a list of guidelines and best practices for brand me. Haha, okay. So one is saying to look into relationships, but it also did mention the possible idea of, maybe that you may have to wish someone well and move on. That's not always an easy thing to happen, but it can not necessarily mean that you have to break up a relationship. It could be that what's been going on hasn't been working, but by connecting in a different way perhaps. So it might be about saying goodbye to what was so that you can move on with in relation to career as well, that the two might be mingled together. We'll see if there's any more from this deck. Spirit, did you want any more from this deck? Okay, I don't think it is actually, so I might just put them aside and go on with our next deck. Okay, so, whoops, sorry. Oh. Oops. That was too many, so we'll go straight back again. Got to get back into the swing of things. Okay. So, what do we need to know? Spirit guide me to the card. Okay, that one looks like it wants to come out. And this is, oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. We're getting some difficult cards by the looks of it, because this is the 10 of Swords, which is not pleasant. But the thing here, I don't think you can see it that well, but number one, that's his bag that hasn't been stolen. And you can't really see in here, but his hand is up here and there's actually a card there. And I remember it saying that when I have had this card before, I remember it saying that he's still got one last card to play. So all is not lost. Let's have a look and see what this card says in the book. 10 of Swords. Oh, boom. Here it is immediately. Yeah, right. I don't know if you can see this. That's the bit of the quote at the top that says, well, thank goodness that's over. Surrender to unpleasant or unfortunate circumstances. Okay, so okay, the truth that promised to set you free in the Ace of Swords has gone horribly wrong. Your thoughts, ideas, or realizations, your weapons to cut through the chaos and confusion of life, have turned on you. The complex worldview you created and that helped you function in life has collapsed upon itself, or you turned it on yourself. Instead of using thoughts and logic to move forward, you're using them as an excuse for immobility, for playing the victim, for seeing problems at every turn. Maybe someone decided to turn their truths against you, which might manifest as hate, prejudice, or cruelty. Darn, this is pretty difficult. What makes this experience look awful also contains beauty. The image looks frightening because it looks like, it looks like the end. Yeah, I think this is what I remember from another time. I don't think you can see this that well. Sorry about that. Okay, so it looks like the end. The sun is playing two symbolic roles. A common practice of symbols, by the way. Oh, that's in brackets. We see the setting sun and know that the end of this experience is at hand. We see the rising sun and know that a new day is dawning. That within this and every ending is a new beginning. Look next to his left hand. The final card has been played. It really is over. Oh, it's the, okay. So he's played his final hand. So whatever has gone on, wow. Gosh, okay. That's that's pretty heavy. I'm going to see if there's any others because I'd really like this to improve. Oops, sorry. Okay. Spirit, what else have you got for us? What can we look forward to? What do we need to know during this balsamic phase? There's been a lot going on in the world news as well, and not that I want to get into that, but you know, even if we're not really a part of it, it can make us feel a bit you know, uncomfortable, to say the least. Or not uncomfortable, what's the word for it? A bit worried for others, worried, you know. Okay, so we've got 7 of Wands. Okay. Now, I'll have to look her up as well because I don't remember 7 of Wands. What? Oh, these are... that's Swords still. We've got to look into Wands. Page. Oh, with Page, then we're back. Sorry to take a while with this. Oh, where are you? Oh, it's all written very strangely here, so it's hard to... where are we? Swords still. Cups. It was back in the start. Okay, that makes more sense. Yep, here we go. 7 of Wands. But, yep, it starts here though. All right. So the quote says, what are you willing to die for? What are you willing to kill for? Defensiveness. Oh, wow. This is not really improving. Ah. Okay. Well, let's keep going. Make no mistake, she will defend herself. She only hopes she doesn't have to cross the line from defending herself to destroying someone else in order to survive. These ethical stances can be so complicated. The structure she stands on... oh, I keep shaking it, sorry. The structure she stands on represents her worldview. Oh, okay. Finely crafted, complex, every element carefully selected, it contains all her values. This is her character and the source of her strength. This is how she knows what is worth fighting for. This is what fuels the fire of her determination. This is her certainty. Okay. If this card shows up in your reading, you are surely feeling defensive. What is your platform like? What are you defending? Are you sure it is worth the effort? How far are you willing to go to defend your beliefs? What are you absolutely certain of? Well, okay. Gosh, this is really hard hitting. I didn't expect that. I thought it'd be kind of a healing thing. Anyway, I think we might go into the Guiding Light Oracle now. I think this might actually be where it starts getting a bit nicer, I hope. Okay, so... Okay, Spirit, what have you got for us? What do we need to know with this balsamic phase of the moon before the new moon happens? What do we need to know? Life force energy. Okay. It is time to energize, it is time to engage in activities that rejuvenate your mind, body and soul. Okay. That makes sense to me, yeah, because all of this is really heavy duty, kind of in your face kind of stuff, I think, with what's being brought out. So I think it's important that we, you know, engage in activities that rejuvenate our mind, body and soul, because that is only going to keep us stuck and circulating with the negativity, because it's all difficult things to have to deal with. Yeah. It's just, I personally think we've got something with Pluto and possibly Uranus as well. Uranus, whatever. I don't know how people say it, but I think that it's just we're feeling the pinch, even though Pluto's not changing signs until next year. We're feeling the pinch already, I think, and we've got to be ready for it, I guess. Things are already happening now, so it's not like we've got to get ready and then it'll happen. Things are happening. Pluto's having an effect already now, and so yeah, we've got to, if ever there was a time for it, we've got to get ourselves organised now to deal with it, without feeling like we're in fear and having to work out what, you know, whether we need to fight for things or whatever. We could, you know, look after our own energy so that we're not in that negative space. Okay. Do we have any others, Spirit? What else can we know? What else could you let us know? What do we need to know? Okay. What else? Is there any other cards that you want us to see from here to help us through the balsamic phase? Shining Star. Okay. Come on, clear up. Okay. It is time for you to take front and center stage. Ooh, okay. All right. So maybe, I wonder if it's because we've been through this. Yeah, we've been feeling like this is what we've been through. So now we need to look after our own energies and shine like the star we are. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, I think that wants to come through. What are you? Oh, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense actually with with the first 4 cards and what's going on in, on the world stage and how we're all feeling about it in different ways. Okay, empathic overload. It is time for you to truly honor your highly sensitive nature. Yeah, because again, if we're not taking care of ourselves, we can take on other people's energies, which is going to drain us of our own energy. Yeah, so which will then feel like we're overloaded. And I know I've had times like that where I've even had in the past when I didn't realise, I didn't know enough about any of this. I used to have people when I was in the supermarket, people I never met before, they would come up to me and start talking to me about their life. And then afterwards, I really felt like I just wanted to drop on the floor and sleep for 5 hours. And I never really understood why. And it wasn't until the last few years that I thought, oh my goodness, I didn't protect my own energy. It's not that I want to sound bad for the people that for some reason felt they could talk to me even though I was a complete stranger. But yeah, the fact that I didn't realise about being an empath and that if you're not looking after your energy, well, you're going to be overloaded by other people's energy because you're going to kind of lose yourself in the process. And when I learnt about that, a bit about that, it all made sense. I thought, oh my goodness, that's exactly what used to go on. And since then, since learning about that, I've sort of thought, right, if someone comes up to me, I will try to listen to them, obviously, but not listen to them for 3 hours and have my legs in pain from standing there in the whole time. It wasn't 3 hours, but, it was a long enough time to have sore legs and feet and really feel like I just wanted to drop off to sleep for 5 hours. It was just, I never understood what was going on or why people sort of would come to me, even though they'd never met me in their life before. But yeah, it's funny now. I can laugh about it now, but it was sort of like I got to a point where I thought, I don't want to look at anyone in the eyes because someone's going to come up to me and I'm going to feel like I've been, completely, what's the word for it? Drained, really. But I never understood why. Yeah, sorry, I went on a tangent. Anyway, we got another card from this spirit. Did you want me to, is there any other cards you want to add to this? Okay, this balsamic vase. Is there any other cards? I don't think so. I think we're done here. Okay, so now we'll go into the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot, I think. Okay. Okay, the Dreamer. Well, this is otherwise known as the Fool card. So the first in the Major Arcana. Beginning, believing, protected. Yeah. So maybe my tangent wasn't such a tangent because, by looking after your own energies, and especially in this balsamic phase coming up, that this is the time for healing. And if if we don't look after ourselves, it's like I said, when I didn't know what was going on, I didn't understand what was happening to me, and I was just literally in a humorous kind of way. I was a little afraid to look people in the eye when I'd go to the supermarket, because I would be just so wiped after the conversation. I was sort of afraid that if I looked someone in the eye, it'd happen again, and then I wouldn't, and especially if I hadn't actually got all my groceries beforehand. It was just like, oh, this is great. I'm in the middle of the aisle and now I just want to sleep. But yeah, so by looking after your energy during this balsamic healing phase, then you won't be overloaded and you'll be protected. So that's pretty good. Is there any other messages from... Yes, there is. Oops, sorry. These don't have reversals. The High Priestess. Ooh! Intuition, wisdom, patience. The High Priestess. She comes just after the Magician. So, yeah, again, talking about the intuition thing. Again, looking after our energies, focusing on ourselves during the balsamic phase, so that we can be protected and that we can work with our intuition instead of feeling scattered and, all the previous difficulty and stress that we've had and confusion. There's been, there's been a lot of confusion, I think, lately too, and people are feeling confused, especially if they're hearing a lot of world events and everything, and it can be pretty frightening. But we need to look after ourselves, and we're not going to get anywhere. Another major arcana. We're not going to get anywhere by being fearful. So working with our intuition, we can help others when our intuition is strong. Awakening, well, that's 12th card, or the 13th technically, because the dreamer, the fool, is known as the 0 card. So, okay, pause, perspective, selflessness. Yeah. So it's about doing these things in order to get our intuition to be working on point, but the pause being, we've got to take that pause. We've got to use this time and take that pause for ourselves. Yeah, all majors. Wonder if we're getting any other. Okay, is there any other cards you want? Yes, there is. Are you kidding me? Another major. Wow. Well, the Spirit's just really, this is what's happening. The Sun, this is a fantastic card. I love when the Sun comes through because the Sun's always good. Success, recognition, enthusiasm. See, yeah, because that in the past has been pulling us down and making us feel, wounded, fearful, and perhaps like she is with having to, or feeling that we have to defend ourselves. But by looking after ourselves, this is where we're going to be ending up. We're going to end up, because we can shine our star when our intuition is working, if we take the pause and look after ourselves so we don't get empathic overload, and we'll be protected. No, that's how I'm seeing it anyway. I'm seeing a little story unfold. So anyway, let's keep going. Oops, I'll try and fit that there. Now, I think that we will get some messages from heaven. So that's from those major arcanas were from the guardian angel messages. So technically, our guardian angels have said this is, you know, they've pulled no stops. All of the major arcana. These weren't majors though, but that wasn't the guardian angels cards. Okay, so messages from heaven, from loved ones passed on. Take control of the situation. We know you can do this. I'm sorry, but I hope that's not. I hope I'm not laughing too loud in the microphone there. But yeah, just again, to me, it sort of seems like a little story. Take control of the situation by getting this done, and you can, you know, make it through this. You can make it through this time, so you'll be ready for the new moon phase, because the new moon phase will be when the energy is new, and you know, you can start fresh and have more confidence. Look, that guy is not without confidence. He's got his wings outstretched. He's got confidence. The sun's right with him, backing him, and that's how we can be. And our intuition is not on point if we're sitting in this energy. So, yeah. So, if we move forward, okay. Okay, so this one says, we have fun and you too must enjoy yourself. I thought that's what it said, but I couldn't really see it from the camera view. Yeah, see, because, hang on, that's not fun, or at least that's not fun. There was a little bit of difficulty with that from memory as well before, that it was saying about a relationship that may be ending. But as I said earlier, it might not necessarily be a relationship ending. It might be the ending of a certain part of the relationship, whereby then you move forward so that you can work with career reputation instead of being in this energy. That may be what it means. We had this one as well. You are ready for a change of scenery. Explore. Well, yeah. I'll see if there's one more. Is there any more? Spirit, any more messages from loved ones passed on? I thought I saw one come through for a minute there. Okay. What else do you want us to know? Is there any other messages? Okay, no, okay. Alrighty. Any last final messages? What do we need to know? What do you want us to know? Okay. See if we can get one last card. Ooh, yep. Okay. Okay, your intuition is strong. We are reaching out to help. Okay. I did have a couple more. Should I add? Yeah, you want me to add these? Okay. Have you laughed today? Find your joy. Lift your soul. And the little frogs, aren't they cute? We understand that sometimes you may feel alone, but we are always here. Yeah. And the final one that came through is, hold us in your heart, not in your home. It's okay to declutter. That might be an issue too, that we need to do a bit of decluttering. like maybe our environment in our home or cupboards or whatever, that might, because, well, most people, if you've got clutter around, it's really hard to concentrate and to focus and to be out of that energy. Yeah, I think we've got our message here. Yeah, that that was, this will be, and this is what they're telling us, that, you know, we can do this. They're helping us change the scenery. That scenery is not, that's not the scenery you want in your life. And this one, was this the shining star? Yeah, see, be the shining star. Yeah. Do your work to get your energy back so that you can have your intuition working for you. And where else did it say about intuition? Was that here or? Well, in any case, yeah. See, so we need to have some fun. We need to get out of there because that's not fun. We've got, see, they're reaching out to help. So we're not alone. We don't have to do this alone. So this has been the reading for the balsamic phase. Sorry it was a little heavy to a degree, but we got there in the end. Spirit didn't leave us hanging with the heaviness. They don't want us to stay in that anymore. They want us to have fun, you know. They're here to help, see. They're reaching out. All we need to do is ask for the help. They know we can do this. They have faith in us, so we need to have faith in them that they will help us. And perhaps we need to do a bit of physical decluttering or as well emotionally decluttering, and maybe the two aren't mutually exclusive. Yeah, so this has been the reading for this balsamic phase before the Pisces new moon hits. It comes along, and I wish you all the best, and really take care of your energy so that you can strengthen your intuition and get that recharge you need to, you know, go boldly into the Pisces new moon phase. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.